everyone, welcome to Finance, and in this video we're going to cover multi-asset investment funds. So here's a very quick disclaimer, and um, these are the common features of a multi-asset investment fund. So usually high risk, high potential returns, and recommended for aggressive investors, and ideally the investment horizon is at least 5 years. Basically because yung composition niya, meron siyang equities and meron siyang long-term duration bonds. So they provide stable stream of income and long-term capital growth. So yung primary purpose talaga ng funds or ng investment funds is to provide income. So meron siyang unit income or let's say dividends in let's say a specific period or interval, and then meron naman siyang long-term capital growth. So meaning ito yung appreciation ng price per unit or ng price per share. So these are the two funds that we're going to discuss. The first one is the BPI Invest US Dollar Income Feeder. So this one is a feeder fund. Yung minimum niya, it's only $1,000. And ito yung primary objective. So stable income. And then yung secondary naman niya is long-term capital growth. So same with ALFM, which is actually a mutual fund. And then it's also a feeder fund. And yung minimum niya, it's quite lower than this one. So ito naman is only $100 or peso equivalent, and yung objective niya is actually the same. So that's stable income and generate long-term capital growth. So here's the performance of the BPI Invest US Dollar Income Feeder. So this is from 2018 to 2020. So very young pa yung fund. Wala pa siyang 5 years. And then makikita mo from the date of inception and up to now, I think the fund is moving sideways. Okay, from this data point here up to this point, I think naka-negative pa siya. Yeah, naka-negative pa nga. It's negative 3.32%. And this is the benchmark. So the fund is quite underperforming than the benchmark. Okay, but if you're going to look at here, this is we're looking actually at the disclosure as of June 30. So community performance, yeah, for let's say 3 months, that's 5.39% already. Okay, and then yung annualize niya, so since negative yung since inception niya, yung average niya or annualize niya for 1 year, nasa negative 4.53%. So again, ang classification niya is an aggressive fund kasi multi-asset siya, meron siyang stocks or equities and bonds sa portfolio. So kaya yung mga negative figures is quite very common pagdating sa mga aggressive funds. So yung highest value niya nasa 100.98. So I think this dot over here, and then yung lowest naman niya nasa 84.5. So this particular data point over here. And then yung some statistics you have here, annualized distribution yield nasa 5.79%. So ito yung primary objective ng fund, that's to distribute income. So yung annualized yield niya is nasa around 5.79%, and yung distribution frequency is semi-annual. So here we have the portfolio allocation. So roughly around 43% nasa stocks, and then yung bonds naman nasa 41%. So yung remainder no nasa cash equivalents. And then if you're going to look at here, the exposure of the fund, so meron siyang exposure sa US, sa Japan, Switzerland, and other countries. So ito yung mga corresponding percentage of the target fund. And in particular, if you're going to look at the top 10 holdings, so ito yung laman ng fund. So you have these companies here, okay, and then you have the corresponding percentage of target fund. And then lastly, you have here the schedule of the distribution. So if you're going to look at here, since 2018, semi-annual yun. So we have here one payment, 2019, dalawang payments in 2020. And then yung corresponding income niya, that's unit income. So this is per unit. So if you have one unit, you will have 0.0181 unit income. And then yung equivalent niya into um, amount, dollar amount, that's 1.73. So again, if you're going to recall, uh, these amounts here are equivalent to 5% annualized. So ito yung performance nila. So let's jump to ALFM, Global Multi-Asset Income Fund. So etong fund na ito bago lang, wala pa siyang 2 years based dito sa graph niya. And then if you're going to look at the highest is 1 at this data point here, and the lowest is actually 0.81. And then community performance, yeah, 1 month or 3 months or 6 months ago, if we're going to look at this one, it's still -7 basically, because it's coming from here. And as of June 30, nasa around, I think nasa point 91 or 92 yung price per share niya. And then here we're looking at the allocation. So around 65% nasa bonds, and then 32% nasa equity. So eto medyo mas mabigat yung allocation niya sa bonds compared sa US income feeder kanina, which is roughly around 40, 50-50 rather. So this one mas mataas yung percentage allocation niya sa fixed income. And then yung exposure niya, we have here in North America, we have Europe, we have emerging markets, Asia Pacific, and then you have cash and other derivatives, and then you have Japan. So combination of that. And then yung portfolio composition niya, ito yun. And then their corresponding um, percentage of the allocation. And here, we're looking at yung sa dividend distribution. So if you're going to look at here, this is actually January, February, and then you have your March, April. So it seems like the fund is paying a monthly dividend. Okay, so although hindi siya nakalagay kung ano yung percentage, but if you're going to look at, this is exactly a monthly distribution. So just a quick recap, if you are an investor na gusto mo lang is buy and hold, so pwede mo i-consider yung US dollar income feeder and ALFM global multi-asset sa dollar portfolio mo, basically because they offer consistent income. So yun yung primary purpose or objective ng fund, to distribute income sa dollar income feeder, that's on a semi-annual basis. Sa ALFM global naman, you have every month dividend payout. So yung secondary naman yun na objective is actually to provide long-term capital growth. So that's the appreciation of your NAV pool and your NAV PS in the long run. So that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you learned something. Please do like the video, and if you want others to understand, kindly share this video. And if you need to know more, kindly subscribe so you won't miss any future videos that we're going to make. Thanks for dropping by.